Hi guys, welcome to another video here in my channel. So today's video is all about how to be a radiographer in British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland and Labrador, or in Northern Territories. In short, this video is all about how to process the CAMRT if you want to pursue working and living in those Canadian provinces I have mentioned. This is an English video with the subtitles because I noticed that I also have some watchers and followers from other countries and also an in-depth video, so I hope you'll watch this and finish this to the end. To start with, we go to the website of the Canadian Association of Medical Radiation Technologists because that is where we get our information, and if you have any questions, then you can just email them, but of course, I will try to answer some of it if I have experienced it myself. This video is once again for information purposes only and is only meant as a guide, so do your own diligence still. Okay, from here on we go to certification, then entry to practice certification IEMRTs, then assessment process for IEMRTs, and if you notice here, there are also other links that you can read such as language requirements, bridging programs, and exam preparation to name a few. I found that some of those information does not contain anything, so I don't know if it's just my browser or it's from their website, but anyhow, those topics that have contents and you can open are worth reading, so if you have time and you want to know more how it is like working here, then you can click on those or watch all my videos here too. Once you click the assessment process, you will be routed to this page where the fee and documents are presented. By the way, if you want to know how to be a Rad-Tech in Saskatchewan, then just click the link above as I have made a video of it too. If you're interested to be a Rad-Tech in Alberta and Nova Scotia, then I have also made a video out of it, so just click the link above again. So where were we? Okay, here. The first thing to do here is gather all the documents that they want from you and make sure that you submit it to them electronically in PDF format and are not original as they don't send it back to you. Is this part clear? I hope so. Now the first document, guys, that you need to gather is the application for assessment. You need to complete this application for credential assessment form and follow the instructions that they're asking. I'm not going to tackle all that is in the form because they're mostly self-explanatory, but only the ones that I think that are worth looking at, like for example, choosing your discipline. Take note that if you're going to choose more than one discipline, then you'll be paying for each of it. So if you choose MRI, but then you also want to choose radiological technology, then those two will have separate fees. So that's why only select the one that you feel is best suited for you. Another thing is the curriculum or course outlines in part 1. This is a detailed list of your courses with their descriptions, and this can be requested from your university. I believe that any school can provide this one, but of course, I do understand that we have different formats to this, so try asking your school about this one. Then there is also the length of your total program. Someone asked me in my previous vlog about how to know the length of the total program if they transferred from one school to another or they were not a full-time regular student during their college days. My answer to this is I don't know, as I have not experienced this one, but the best course would be to ask help from your registrar or program representative to help you figure this one out. Then there's also the language fluency. You have the option of whether to attach a proof from your college if your program both in theory and clinical were conducted in either English or French, or just submit a language fluency test results. Whichever of those two you decide, know that once you apply for your permanent residency, you will still likely need to take an IELTS exam, for example, to boost your score in express entry. Also, for the clinical competency checklist, know that your employment must have been within the past 5 years. Last but not the least, the confirmation of your employment letter from your most recent or current employer. In the CAMRT website, they mentioned that the letter must be on a letterhead used by your institution and must confirm your last day of employment, number of practice hours, reference, and employer's contact information. However, when you apply for your permanent residency in the future, know that it will also ask for a letter of employment, so check with the IRCC's website too to know what they're looking for on the content of the employment, so you can prepare this ahead of time because sometimes it is difficult to contact previous employers, especially if you have resigned a long time ago. Once you have already gathered your notarized documents, then you're ready to submit it to them and wait for them to review it. Through your documents, they will either send you an email that you're eligible to apply to write the CAMRT certification or you do not meet the eligibility. Make sure you submit your application for assessment documents 3 months before the exam registration deadline of the exam session you wish to attend. Click also the exam dates and fees for you to have a better understanding on when you should submit your documents. That's it for this video, guys. The information may look daunting and tedious, but if you just keep reading their website, eventually you will get the hang out of it and understand it even more. Remember that this application process is just the beginning. The most difficult part is passing the CAMRT exam, as it is not that easy. I have known a lot of people who took the exam more than twice already and still have not passed the exam, so they stopped because they have already reached the number of times that they can take the exam. So make sure you give enough time in the studying. Also, if you fail in your first attempt, make sure to reapply immediately because your knowledge is still fresh at that time, and study more on the areas that you think you got the lowest answers and in the areas where there's more points required, so you don't need to study from the beginning again and you won't experience information overload. Because here in Canada, employers will not ask how many times you failed in the CAMRT exam because they know that that is not the only way to gauge someone's skills and knowledge. There are some people who are not good in theory but are good in skills and vice versa. But it is also better to be the best in both. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Paalam!